the sake of the children and students of this country, we are going to convene the organs of the union so that we can reconsider. However, the ministry should apologize to us for calling us confused and that we should go back to class. The next thing, IPCCF should reconsider how they manage university staff. A study should be conducted on motivational and job satisfaction needs of public university workers in Kenya. The way IPCCF manages university staff is perfunctory. If you can see the way lecturers came out to strike, those are people who could go up to January. But because of your chairmanship, because of the honorable members that have talked to us, I'm going to plead with our members so that we can reconsider. You don't push us. You don't call us names. The next thing I'm saying, the worst of the worst, chair, is 80-20. They give us 80% and 20% to remain. 80% will be 5 billion. So that 2 billion is taken to 2026, 2027. My irreducible minimum for the sake of you and the honorable committee members and the students of this country. Thank you very much.
Other members. You are not the owner of the pass. So we are arbitrators. Yes. I want to give the CS, first of all, CS and your team. CS and your team, a motivated worker is a very fruitful and a very efficient worker. IPCCF. Even one time your workers are very dissatisfied. Even if you see them not donning their tools, they will render very poor services. And I think what the SG is saying comes back to your doorstep as managers of universities, the vice chancellors, the senate, the principals, and the rest. You have your job well cut out, as said by the SG. As much as you'll pay this money, you need a well-motivated, a well-appreciated worker, a worker who, when he wakes up, he actually admires his university and he wants to be there the earliest in the morning. But if he's going there just because he knows you might give him a sack or because you might warn him, he will not render any service to you. So maybe you'll tell us what you are doing to improve that, and you must improve it. And this committee will undertake a number of oversight visits to universities on that particular issue only, to see how your staff are, and we'll meet them on issues that we think are very pertinent to you. Some, even if you pay them very little and they are living in a better environment, they'll still work. So that's something to you. Things yes. I don't know how you it's your comment, but one thing which is coming out is all your bubble talk. Maybe that is between you and him. I don't know how you respond to it on the issue of confusion. I know he's confused.
Let me just first say that this has been a very good meeting, and the facts have come out the way it is. And we've come up here with the team from Treasury, and we've put all our facts on the table, where the delays came from. We have stipulated and we've indicated. And let me just say that as a ministry, we are actually going to undertake a review of how this 2017-2021 CBA process has been conducted, but after we finish, so that we learn from it, so that we do not repeat the same mistakes that perhaps has been made, and we get to understand, interrogate the whole system the way it has been done. On the issue of the amount that is on the table and which has been confirmed by all the parties that they can be able to meet without defaulting is on the 50-50. That's what I would urge the unions, even as they meet their members, to discuss, to see that this is accepted, and then we can go back to work as we continue working on the CBA of 2025-2029. On the CBA of 2025-2029, there is already a process of applying for a review of what the SRC indicated. And I think there is a letter that has already been done, and it will be shared with the unions. It's not been shared with them. We just had a meeting this morning. The letter has been done. We've given direction as a ministry to IPU-CCF on what needs to be done in that space so that the CBA makes sense. It was out of last year's negotiations that we made a decision that we need to be negotiating our CBAs at the beginning of their cycle so that it is easier to factor them into the budgets going forward, and it becomes easier to deal with. We're in this quagmire because we are dealing with an CBA in arrears, which then becomes very complicated, loads our CBA, and the sector is already getting the largest amount of money, the numbers are increasing, the pressure is on across the board. So we're just trying to see what is the best way we need to do these things to avoid a situation where our students, our teachers, our lecturers keep going out of the class or going to the street. So we need your help in looking at the global position, not just one side, not just because the next thing then that would happen is, and it's already starting to happen, the universities are going to start closing down. If they start closing down, we are still in the same place or worse off than we were before. So it is in the interest of everybody, the lecturers, the students, and the unions, for us to have an agreement so that this space can be opened up and we can negotiate the rest of the things. And the CBA for 2025-2029 should be delinked from the CBA of 2017-2021 so that we negotiate both separately and get a clean solution to it without morphing into something else that have been more complicated. So that my plea is accept the 50-50 and let us move from this mountain. We moved around here for quite some time, and it's unfortunate that it took a bit long for us to agree on the figure. But now that we agreed, it shouldn't be a problem at all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, members and the unions and the CS and everyone else. I think we have made a big leap. The only short problem that we have, if I check in your document, is the implementation aspect of it. The CS National Treasury gave us a macro view of how our economy looks like. The CS knows you are just dealing with one sector. We have other sectors that are actually, we have the foreign debt, we have all these others, the local debt and everything else. I will implore on the unions and the CS that let the implementation not be a big issue, because it is just 6 months away. Immediately you'll be paid 3.85 billion in December. The next payment is in June. So for the sake of our children, for the sake of parents who have paid rent for 2 months and the students are loitering and they are not being taught, let's close the ranks, SG and your unions, just in 6 months, so that it will give you room to just start the 2025-2029 negotiations. And before you start, we shall bring SRC here to carpet them, because they are the ones who are giving us a mess, not only in the universities, even with the Teacher Service Commission and even other unions, which they are supposed to. Because how they calculated and gave you a figure of 624 million, and later on the same SRC gave 7.9, that means there's a problem somewhere. So to me, I'm imploring on the union leadership that it is just 6 months away. And this committee, we are making a commitment that in June, the first money we want to see in this financial year is the payment of the CBA outstanding of 3.85. I'm trying to dissuade you not to go to 80-20, because the owner of the pass, who was here, Mbadi, moved from 2.1, 3.85, which is a big leap of almost double. 2.1 to 3.85 is a double. So I'm asking the unions that agree that, and we are committing as a committee of education, which we have been friends of unions in this country many along, and even friends of the teachers. I'm a teacher myself by training. We shall make sure we factor in first charge 3.85 billion for arrears of CBA 2017, 2021 in the financial year of 26-27. SG, kindly.
I've got you.
Yes.
What I'm asking, you are pushing this thing to December.
No.
I thought my members are going to get money immediately.
Oh, it is immediate.
Immediately.
Huh?
Let us this the money
It is immediate. No, that's not
immediate.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. That's
Well,
okay.
we are not going to write on or before.
Yes, yes.
Immediately.
Chair.
I think it was a
Chair,
SG.
let me just make something clear
Yes,
here.
yes,
Let me just make something clear here.
yes.
This is a house of record.
Yes.
As we speak, we've not agreed on the 3.85. Just hear me out. It is supposed to be agreed and put in the supplementary or reallocated. So to say immediate, there is a government. You don't pay immediately. It's on the basis of the supplementary, which is this coming month. And you are here. Everybody knows that this team, the unions and the professors, they also teach economics and commerce. It's not possible for me to agree here and say immediately I go outside, once they sign, I give them the money. There's that process. So we just need to make our members understand that once we are agreed that now the 50% is agreed, we write to Treasury and the process is done. So really it's unfair for when it goes out to the public in that sense that it is immediate, maybe they'll start asking for money next week. It is signed. So this is the difficulty that we get into. We need to, as a country.
Yes, we hear you.
You hear me?
And you see, in government, we know there are procedures, there are processes to be followed. But when we talk about now, we are talking about this, what do you call it? The current supplementary, which is
Correct.
around the corner.
Correct.
So, and we know very well that you still also has the power of Article 223. If you can go and negotiate with your colleague who was here, you can still do that.
Chair.
Ours is to actually give you the nitty-gritties. We don't want to run your ministry.
Chair, one of the things that I am not prepared to is lie or give promises I can't keep. Article 223, as a country.
Yes, we hear you.
You hear me?
And in government, we know there are procedures, there are processes to be followed. But when we talk about now, we are talking about this, what do you call it? The current supplementary, which is
Correct.
around the corner.
Correct.
So, and we know very well that you still also has the power of Article 223. If you can go and negotiate with your colleague who was here, you can still do that.
Chair.
Ours is to actually give you the nitty-gritties. We don't want to run your ministry.
Chair, one of the things that I am not prepared to is lie or give promises I can't keep. Article 223, as a country.
Yes, we hear you.
You hear me?
And in government, we know there are procedures, there are processes to be followed. But when we talk about now, we are talking about this, what do you call it? The current supplementary, which is
Correct.
around the corner.
Correct.
So, and we know very well that you still also has the power of Article 223. If you can go and negotiate with your colleague who was here, you can still do that.
Chair.
Ours is to actually give you the nitty-gritties. We don't want to run your ministry.
Chair, one of the things that I am not prepared to is lie or give promises I can't keep. Article 223, as a country.
Yes, we hear you.
You hear me?
And in government, we know there are procedures, there are processes.
Let I request the CS. Kindly.
Yes, yeah. Let's hear from National
Let our members not go without.
Let's hear from National Treasury.
Chair.
How the process is. We are in agreement, but the process. Yes,
Chair, and riding on what the CS already communicated, I think he's committed to paying the 3.85. But however, and Chair, you are aware that there is a way payments are ordered. For example, if you have debt payments, even if you wanted to honor the 3.85, there is an order of prioritizing. But as the CS is saying, it is not right to meet here to say that Article 223 can be invoked because it requires cash. But a commitment is you look at the cash flow
And at that point, then there can be a commitment on when that be paid. But there are processes to go through to get to funding the additional budget. So I agree with the CS.
Yes.
It is not right to make a commitment here, but it shall be looked into and it shall be prioritized. I think that's but we should
Now you are making things worse. You are making things worse.
It's making it worse.
You are going in a